I'm good. Mr. Murad, how are you?
Good.
How was your day
Hello,
today,
Mr.
Murad?
How are you?
Did you go somewhere or the whole day you were staying home?
Oh, the day was hard, but not as hard as other days. We did not have a lot of like
So it
lessons.
was hard. Why didn't you make it soft?
No, unfortunately, I could not.
It's very easy. Okay, if you really want to make it soft, try to solve more problems. Your problem solving skill gets better, and you can solve any problem, and you can make it soft. All right.
There are some problems in like basic life that you can't solve.
Good. Okay, Ayan Nagizade, Murat, Rifa, Jasmine, guys, see you again. I mean, glad to see your names on the screen in the black screen in the black rectangle. Okay, so good, guys. So let's continue. If you're ready, we were talking about algebraic manipulation formula. Last time we did a few questions from review questions. Like we have 4 or 5 questions left. Let's solve them quickly. If we have time, we will start chapter 5. And if we don't have time, we will see. Okay, I really want to finish as soon as possible. So these are the questions we did last time, and also question 11, question 12, question 14 we left here. We have 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's it. Okay, we have 18 questions here. Okay, as a starter, let me just solve this question. I mean, together, and the 415 you will try, and we will see. Okay. Just how many questions? For 14, we have 5 questions. Maybe 2 questions we will solve together, and 3 questions you will give a try. Okay, Mr. Murad, let's start with you. Can you read the question clearly, and after that explain to us, then we will solve together.
Explain, I'm not sure, but I'll try. So wait a second. Yes. I'm really sorry. What? Million? How much $1 million? I know million is just sufficient to pay for the wages of one qualified teacher for X days, for the wages of one relief teacher for Y days. For how many days will like the amount will be
M
just
dollars. You can just read it M dollars.
$M be just sufficient to pay for the wage of one qualified teacher and one relief teacher? Give your answers in the terms of X and Y. Okay, wait, I don't know.
So M dollars, you have M dollars, and immediately you can just take any number as your money. Maybe you have $100 or $500 or $1,000. So now you are going to use this money to get some work done, right, by some people, because you have no time, you have only money, and you have some stuff to get it done. Maybe like, for example, let's say building a small house or carrying some stuff or whatever it is. Okay, doing some agriculture stuff. Anyway, M dollars is just sufficient or enough to pay for the wage of one qualified teacher. So here we are talking about one qualified teacher for X days, right? Or the wage of one relief teacher for Y days. All right. Ayan, do you know what does relief teacher mean?
Not really.
Jasmine, how about you? What is a relief teacher? What do we mean by relief teacher?
Teacher for relief.
Very good question. What is a quadratic equation? Quadratic equation is a quadratic equation. What is a natural number? Natural number is a natural number, right? Very good definition, Jasmine. Any more explanation, Jasmine?
No.
Oh, they're like substitutes.
Very good. That's close. Usually, for example, in many countries, especially developed countries like USA, for example, okay, there are some ladies, you don't have to be a teacher actually to be a relief teacher, maybe teacher, I don't know. So now we just actually give your name. Okay, Mr. Qasim, if you need a teacher, in case you can just call me anytime. you have a teacher, but in case if your teacher gets sick, right, somebody should look after the students, right, to keep them quiet or just to keep the students in the classroom. They just come and sit. They don't have to teach anything, all right? They just keep the students in the classroom or maybe play games or keep the students busy. And usually we call this kind of teachers a relief teacher. And also you can call maybe, I don't know, assistant teacher or substitute teacher, whatever it is. Anyway, so you have M is just sufficient to pay for the wages of one qualified teacher for X days, okay? Or the wages of one relief teacher for Y days. That means that we have two different teachers, one qualified teacher, another one relief teacher. That means that their rates are different, right? For example, let's say I am a lecturer at university. If I teach, for example, a course, let's say for 1 hour, I charge $30, and my assistant teacher, for example, for 1 hour, he charged $5, right? Because he's just assistant teacher. He's not qualified yet. And it is something like this. And let's say, just giving example, right? Suppose that my rate, let's say it is R1, it is $30 per hour. And my assistant teacher, let's say R, actually, let me just write the capital R and lowercase r. Let's say his rate is $5 per hour. All right. And suppose that you have, what is it, $150. Okay. So now, if you just actually work with this guy, okay, whoever, let's say Mr. Qasim, and with this money, how many hours is he going to teach? And since his rate is $30 and you have $150, and he's going to teach your class only for 5 hours, right? Why? Because 5 times 30 is equal to 150. And how about instead of spending this money on this Mr. Qasim, and how about if you spend this money on assistant teacher, this $150 will be enough for how many hours? 30 hours, because for each hour, you just charge only $5. Okay, it is something like this. Now, similar to this, we are talking about two different teachers. I'm just going to use this data. Okay, so here, let me just write here qualified teacher. Okay, and here we have a relief teacher. And qualified teacher's rate is, let's say it is R dollars per hour. And relief teacher's rate is lowercase r dollars per hour, right? And with this qualified teacher, how many days he can work on this money? X days, right? The time is X days. And how about this relief teacher? He can work for Y days for this money. So it is Y days. And you have M dollars. That means that now I can form this equation, right? From here, that M dollars will be enough for this qualified teacher rate, right? Times X days time. It's again exactly similar to distance, speed, time formula, right? It is like our distance, but it's our work to be done, right? Time here, number of days, and the speed here, it is the rate of this person, right? So again, if you just spend this money for the relief teacher, actually he's working at R dollars per hour. How many days he can work? Y days. Now the question is asking here, let me change the color. Well, the question is asking here, for how many days will this money in dollars be sufficient, okay, to pay for the wage of one qualified teacher and one relief teacher? But at the same time, if you just invite both teachers to your school, maybe you have two different classes, okay? One qualified teacher is going to teach one class, and the assistant teacher will class, and maybe after the qualified teacher, he will just do problem solving session. Okay, so that means that again you have M dollars, that's our equation, and now these people are working together, right? When they work together 1 hour, you have to pay some amount to qualified teacher, some amount to relief teacher, and we know the rate, right? For each hour for qualified teacher, you have to pay capital R dollars. For the relief teacher, lowercase r dollars, right? And it says the question is for how many days? That's the question. I don't know. Let's say that will be enough for n days. So the question is here, what is that n actually? Your n dollars will be enough for how many days if these two guys work together? That is a question. Now I know what is M from this, right? I can find what is M. Okay, not M, capital R. From here, capital R is equal to capital M over X. From the second one, lowercase r is equal to capital M over Y. Now I'm going to substitute here and evaluate this. On the left hand side, I have M. What is capital R? And it's just algebra. That's algebraic manipulation. M over X and lowercase r, capital M over Y. And outside here we have M. M is a common factor. I can rewrite this like this. X equals, take M out. And here we have 1 over X plus 1 over Y. If you simplify this, here we have x times y in the numerator, x plus y. And still here I have m, right? So this m is gone, right? So from here, if you just solve this equation, our n will be equal to, take xy to the left-hand side, x plus y also to the left-hand side. So the n will be equal to x times y over x plus y. So that $10 will be enough for this many days if these two guys work together.
Okay,
Rifa, did you
mister, it's
understand?
clear.
Huh?
Yes, it's clear. Yeah, it's clear.
Very good. Jasmine, any questions?
Teacher, I understand it. But when I have to do it myself, that's when I get confused.
Yeah, step by step, Jasmine. One time you get confused, second time, third time. And as you practice more and more questions, actually, what I suggest you, Jasmine, if you are experiencing a lot of confusion, just look at this question, okay? Look at the solution. Did you really understand? Okay, maybe after 5 minutes or right or immediately after the solution, close the solution, try to solve this and check the answer. Did you get the right answer? Again, somewhere, if you get stuck, again, look at the solution, study this again. Just work on one question, okay, Jasmine? If you understand one question very well, you can understand other questions much, much faster. And every question you understand like 50%, 70%, and next question also 50%, 70%, and this will never end, okay? That's why one question you should understand very well. At the time, it gives you some kind of self-confidence. So your fear will go away. And a lot of students fail to solve the questions correctly because they don't have enough sufficient self-confidence. They are still, they just solve this and they are not sure about the answer. Is it correct or not? No, it's not like that. If you are sure that if you're using the right method, you must be 100% sure that you got the right answer. Okay, Jasmine. All right, guys, let's continue. Now the next question is for you. You have 4 minutes, okay? Read it nicely and the formula equation and solve this. You have 4 minutes to solve this question. Okay, time starts now. I will bring some water. Oh, yeah. 2 minutes left.
Teacher, I made the equation, but I can't solve it.
Yes, me too.
You cannot set up an equation for this or what?
No, I'm saying that I think I made the equation, but I can't solve this equation.
Let's see. What is the equation, Rifa? Can you send me your equation?
Teacher, my equation is long and confusing.
Okay, Ayan, how about you, Murat?
I can't solve it either.
Okay,
Yes,
guys,
I
and
can.
let's do it together. Okay, step by step. In this kind of questions, step by step, even you can just tabulate your data, and after that, you can solve the question. And the question, what is the question here? How many sweets were there initially in the bag? Who is writing here? Rifa, 1 over 7x plus 1 over 7x. It is wrong. Okay, so what color shall we use? Let's use purple. So a man had a bag of sweets, right? So how many sweets were there initially in the bag? And suppose that he had X sweets, okay, initially. Okay, now he gave his son one sweet and 1/7 of the remaining sweets, okay? And the first one, actually, he's just giving to his son. Let me just write here his son. And from what was left, he gave his daughter 2 sweets and 1/7 of the remainder. The second person who is receiving all the sweets is his daughter. Daughter
Mr.
or not?
Cat,
Yes.
for his son, I think the equation will be x minus 1 over 7, but I'm not really sure.
No, 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 no. Ayan, for his son is
No,
saying
for
that
his son,
he gave his son one sweet, okay, one sweet, and 1/7 of the remaining. That means that is plus the remaining is already give one, right? How many left, right? X minus one sweets left. So that is 1/7 of the remaining is X minus one. His son received this many sweets.
Oh, okay, that's why I couldn't solve it, because my equation was wrong.
Okay.
My whole equation is wrong too.
Now,
I didn't find.
immediately, guys, immediately here, let me just write here remaining. How many candies left here? Originally, he had X, right? and he already gave 1 plus 1 over 7 times x minus 1 sweets to his son. Now, if you just simplify this, what do we get here? Here we get x minus 1 minus 1 over 7 times, I can simplify this. Okay, let me just write, keep it like this, okay? So like this. Now, again, if you simplify this, what we get here? As I say here, this x minus 1 is the common factor, and 1 minus 1, 7 is 6 over 7. So after giving away this many sweets to his son, now he had how many sweets? 6 over 7 times x minus 1. So this many sweets left with him. And continue from what was left, it means that we are talking about this number. Now he has this many sweets. What was left? He gave his daughter 2 sweets. Okay, 2 sweets and plus 1/7 of the remainder. So the remainders again, actually, how many? Here we had 6 over 7. Here we had this many sweets. First, he gave away how many? 2 to his daughter, minus 2, right? And 1/7 of the remainder. And the two children found that they have had the same number of sweets. So that means that the son and daughter, they receive the same number of sweets. What does it mean? It means that son received this many sweets, 1 plus x minus 1 over 7, right? 1 over 7 times x minus 1 is equal to this. Equals, the daughter received this many, 2 plus 1 over 7. And here we have 6 over 7, x minus 1 minus 2. That is our equation. So we have to solve this. And how do you solve this? Before I continue, first, let me multiply both sides by 7. Okay, that is our important equation. If you multiply both sides by 7, 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times x minus 1 over 7 is just x minus 1. On the right hand side, 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 1 over 7 is just 1. In front of this, we have plus. I can just remove the brackets. So here we have 6 over 7. X minus 1 and the minus 2. Now, if you simplify this again, the left hand side is 7 minus 1, 6. I have here 6 plus x. On the right hand side, 14 minus 2, it is 12. 12 plus 6 over 7, x minus 1. Again, let me multiply both sides by 7 because on the right hand side, I have fraction. I'm just trying to convert this into a whole number. So if you multiply both sides by 7 again, yes.
Yeah, I want to ask a question. So you wrote there 8 plus x minus 1 equals to 14 plus 6 over 7. Where did you got this 14?
This one, 14 minus 2, what is it? It's 12, right?
No, I'm not asking that. I'm asking where did you go 14? 14. Like what did you do?
You mean, where did I get this 14?
Yes. Okay,
But
yeah, I understood.
here,
I understood.
I multiply both sides by 7, right? This one by 7. And also this one by 7. 7 times 2 is 14.
Yes, okay, I understood. Thanks.
Okay, now let's continue. Again, if you multiply both sides by 7, 7 times 6 is 42, plus 7x equals 7 times 12 is 84. 7 times 6 over 7 just 6. And 6 times x is 6x minus 6. Take 6x to the left-hand side, 7x minus 6x. And take 42 to the right-hand side, 84 minus 6 minus 42. 7x minus 6x is just x. 84 minus 42 is 42. 42 minus 6 is 36. That means that originally or initially the man had 36 sweets.
Mr. Kaza,
Yes.
how did 6 plus x equals 12 plus 6 over 7 in that equation? How did that become the green equation?
I multiplied both sides by 7. Ayan.
You already did that before.
I did one more time because here still I have fraction, right? That's why. I did one more time. I did twice.
Oh, okay.
All right. That's it. So the answer, as you see here now, if you check the answer, what do we got here? Now, son, right? First we give 1. If you already give 1 to his son, how many left? 36 minus 1 is 35. And 1/7 of 35 is 5. Is it? One
Yes,
seventh
okay, teacher.
of 35 is 5. So that's equal to 6. Is it?
Yes.
How it can be no? It's impossible.
Okay, no problem. Uh, so it is 6. So the son gets 6. Daughter, now after giving 6, how many left? 36 minus 6, 30 candies left, right? So it says that from what was left, that's from 30, he gave his daughter 2 sweets. So 30 minus 2 is 28. And 1/7 of the remaining. 1/7 of the remaining is 28. So that is 2 plus 4, again, that's 6. That means that each kid actually received 6 candies because he did not distribute all the candies, right? All the sweets. And still, actually, he has some candies left after giving away this 12 candies. Okay, so the answer is 36. Now let's move to the next question. All right. Another question for you guys. We did a lot of examples and I hope you can solve this correctly. You have 4 minutes. Okay. Can you try this question? Time starts now. 40 seconds left. Ayam, Murad, Rifa, Jasmine, any answer or still working or thinking? Could you write your equation?
I have an equation. I'm trying to solve it.
And how many
I
more
have
minutes?
like
Can you solve? Wait, can you finish in 1 minute?
I'm not sure. I don't know if I did it even right. It's kind of strange.
Really?
Same, mine is very weird.
Yeah,
No,
mine
why?
quiz.
It's so simple, guys. Here, a man travels by a car from town A to town B. In this kind of questions, just draw some kind of line here. Let's say this is town A and town B. And the distance is given. So the distance between these two towns is 100 kilometers. And a total distance of this at an average speed of x kilometers per hour. So x kilometers per hour. And how much time did he spend? We don't know, right? Let's say it is t. So that means that from the first case is, so 100 is equal to speed times time.
Mr.
Now,
I solved it.
yes, what is your answer?
My answer is 226.
It looks nice, but 226 isn't it too fast?
Um,
Did you ever
wait.
drive a car? Actually, maybe you never. How about your father at this
Yes,
speed?
I know, but like, I know, like maybe it's incorrect. Just tell me, is it correct or it's incorrect?
No, for you, Murad, just think, do you ever drive a car at this speed in real life?
I once in life, yes, I did. Not me, like I did in a like in a car. It was even 273.
When?
I was in Germany. It was the Nürburgring lap thingy.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the lab. You're just moving from one town to another town.
Yeah,
Of
in
course, in
town.
actually in the car race, they actually travel at even higher speed. But in real life,
I
uh,
understood it's incorrect.
you can travel in Malaysia, for example. I traveled maximum 175 because in highway in Malaysia it is huge. It's only one way. It has like 3 or 4 lanes, and you can just I don't know. You can travel 170, 180, even 200. It's good, but more than 200, it is a bit dangerous, I think. Anyway, guys, let's see, Murad, your answer is correct or not. In the second part of the question, it says that he finds that the time for the journey would be shorter by 20 minutes, right? We are talking about the same distance again. And it states that if he increases average speed by 12 kilometers per hour, but instead of traveling at x kilometers per hour, now if he travels at x plus 12 kilometers per hour, he will reach his destination 25 minutes earlier. So that is t minus, this t is in hours, so we have to convert this 25 minutes into hours, which is equal to 25 over 60. Even, let me just write here, 25 over 60. By 5 it is 5, by 5 it is 12. I can just write here, what is it, 5 over 12 hours. So actually, guys, these are our equations. So we need to find t, right, from this equation. How can I find this? Now from here, from the first equation, what is t? T equals 100 over x. From the second equation, if you divide both sides by x plus 2, what is t minus 5 over 12 is equal to 100 over x minus 12. Now, if you subtract this is our first equation, this is our second equation. If you subtract the second equation from the first one, the left-hand side. On the left-hand side, we have something like this, right? T minus 5 over 12. How about on the right-hand side? This T equals 100 over X, and T minus 5 over 12 equals 100 over X minus 12. So this T minus T is equal to 0. And here we
Teacher,
have, yes,
Sir, I have blood from my nose. Can I go to the bath, please?
yes, you can go. Now, on the right-hand side, 100 is a common factor. Just take this out, right? And draw the denominator. The common denominator is x minus 12. So here we have x minus 12 minus x. Just simplify this expression. How about on the right-hand side? Here we have 5 over 12, right? So this x, it is gone, right? And if you cross multiply, and also actually, I can simplify this 105 because this 100, I can write it as 5 times 20 times this. And here we have 5 times something, right? This 5 also gone. What do we have here? Take this x times x minus 12 to the right hand side. So here we have x squared minus 12x. On the left hand side, here we have 20 times negative 12 times 12. So here we have equals 20 times negative 12 times 12. Take everything to the left hand side. So here we have x squared minus 12x plus 20 times 12 times 12 is equal to 0. I can multiply and simplify, but I'm just keeping this like this, okay? So now, what is the question here? We need to solve this quadratic equation. How can we factorize this question, right? The problem is this. So 4 times 5, 12, and 5 times 12, as you see, the difference is 12. So I can just write it like this, x squared minus 12x plus this 20, right? I'm just writing this, let me just write here, 20 times 12 times 12. This 20, I can write it as 4 times 5 times 12 times 12. And what is 4 times 12? It is 48. And 5 times 12, it is 60. As you see here, that their difference is, what is that? Difference is 12. Okay, guys, we made a mistake here. As you see here, this one is x plus 12. This should be x plus 12. So this should be x plus 12 minus x. So here we have x plus 12, and this one is
actually, I wanted to say you that,
plus, and this should be
but I
minus.
thought
Minus, thank you. I didn't see that. Why didn't you tell me earlier, Professor?
because I thought like you're doing like correct, and so okay, that's not a problem.
No. If you see a mistake, immediately you have to correct this. Okay, guys. So here I can write it as minus 48 times 60 equals 0. So this one is 60 plus negative 48, right? So I can factorize it as x minus 48, x plus 60 is equal to 0, right? Now from here, x equals 48 or x equals minus 60. So the speed is always positive. This answer is rejected. So what is our answer? Our answer is his speed was, let me just write in red. Unfortunately, everything is here. Dot, x is equal to 48 kilometers per hour. So his original speed was 48 kilometers per hour.
Yeah, teacher.
Okay, Ayam, is it clear? Did you understand? Actually, you know the idea, but here just, you need the speed and the accuracy, and that's it. Guys, let's move to the next question then. Okay, we are running out of time. We have 15 more minutes. How about this question? If you really could solve this, I would be really glad. But if you cannot, we will actually keep practicing this. This is also real life question and a little bit challenging question, but still you can solve this. Okay, try this. You have 5 minutes. Okay, suppose that you are in SASMO exam and you have this question. You have to solve this in 5 minutes. Time starts now. Read it, understand it. I don't give you any explanation. After 5 minutes, we will analyze together. Jasmine, did you understand the question?
I think so.
Ayan, how about you?
No, not really.
Murat, Rifa?
To be honest, zero.
Teacher, I understood it, but I have no clue how to do the equation at all.
Like
Okay.
I know, I get in my brain like how to do the equation. Oh, wait, sorry. Yes, but I cannot solve it like because I don't know, like I have it in my brain, but I don't know how to form it. I really understand it, and like, but I can't form it. I don't know why.
Okay,
In my
guys, let me just start this together and after that you will continue, okay? So let me draw a line here and use blue. The exchange rate for Australian dollar in January 2017 was this. So let me just write here January, okay? And the rate was, what is it? AU, Australian dollar. If you just give 100 Australian dollar, you could get how much? X Singapore dollars. And when you just go to the currency exchange or exchange office or exchange center, whatever, this is the bank, in June, not January, this one is June, right? In June, after 6 months, again, when you just give 100 Australian dollars, and the seller said that now this time you're going to get X minus $5, Singapore dollars. Okay. Now that means that in January, right, you could get more Singapore dollars. But now in June, you could get less Singapore dollars. What does it mean? That means that the value of Singapore dollar decreased, right? Dropped by some. Because imagine that, for example, let's say in January for $100, you could get, let's say, 300 Singapore dollars. Suppose, okay, let's say, and for the same amount of Australian dollar, in June, you could get $5 less. What does it mean? It means that the value of Singapore dollar is increasing, right? The value of Australian dollar is dropping. Okay. Now in the question, we'll continue now. John found that he could get an extra 32 Australian dollars for every 672 Singaporean dollar that he exchanged in June compared to January. Okay, so now I will rewrite these equations in this form. Okay, so that means that how about if we just change this into unitary system in actually January here and June, right? In June, let me just write Singapore dollar on the left. For one Singapore dollar, not like this, let's say for one Singapore dollar, how much you can get, how many Singaporean dollars, Australian dollars you can get. If you just divide both sides by X, you could get this much, right? 100 over X. and that's 1, right? And how about here in June? Again, if you just divide both sides by x minus 5, then you will get a u dollar. Here we have 100 over x minus 5, right? So now, guys, I will continue. Okay, I mean, trying to explain everything so that you can get what's going on here. In the question, it's saying that John found that he could get an extra 32 Australian dollars for every 672 Singapore dollars he exchanged in June compared to January, right? So because in June, Singapore dollar was less, in January, in June, it was more expensive. So now that means that now if I multiply again January and June, both sides by 670, what do we get here? As Singapore dollar 672. I just multiply both sides by 672. On the right hand side, 672.00 over x. And in June, again, for 672 Singapore dollar, you could get 672.00 over x minus 2 Singapore, what is it? X minus 5. Okay, so that means that it says that for every this much, right, he could get an extra 32 Australian dollar for every 670 Singapore dollar that he exchanged in June, right? In June, you could get more, right, comparing to January. So form the equation. That means that what is the difference here? The difference, this amount, right? This one is actually in Australian dollar. Australian dollar. So the difference is $32. So here we have this equation then, 672.00 over x minus 5 minus the difference is 672.00 over x minus 5. That is equal to $32. That is our equation. It's not x minus 5, it's x. Okay. So 67200 is a common factor. Take this out. 67200. And the common denominator is x squared minus 5. X, right? Because x times x minus 5. And here we have x minus x plus 5. Because x minus 5 is equal to minus x plus 5. On the right hand side, here we have 32. Okay.
Mr.
Yes.
How did you form this equation? Not the
Ayan,
one
here,
after.
this one, when you change in January, right, 672 Singapore dollars, you get this much Australian dollar. And from this rate, Ayan, what do you see here? This Australian dollar is actually, Singapore dollar is more expensive compared to Australian dollar in June, right? Again, if you just change the same amount on in June, right? This one is June, you will get $32 more, right? It says that John found that he could get an extra 32 Australian dollar for every 672 Singapore dollar that he exchanged in June. So now that means that now when you change your money in June, how much? 672, you are getting 32 more Australian dollar.
No, I understood that equation. I mean, like, there's one equation inside the box, and after the box, there's another one, the second one.
I don't
It's
understand this. Are you talking about the 32?
no, it says x minus x plus 5 over x squared minus 5x.
Okay.
So I didn't understand how you got that equation.
Ayan, here 67200 is a common factor, right?
Yeah,
If you just take this out inside the brackets, what is left? 1 over x minus 5 minus 1 over x, right?
yes.
Now, if you bring this into the common denominator, Here we have x, x minus 5. I should multiply the first fraction's numerator by x minus the second fraction's numerator by x minus 5, right?
Yes.
Now, if you remove the brackets, here we have x minus x plus 5. In the denominator, we have x squared minus 5x.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Good. Okay. So now this 6767200, if you divide by 32, it is 2100. Okay. So I can just write it like that. Here we have 5. It is 2100. So here we have 5 times 2100 equals, I just divided both sides by 32. On the right hand side, here we have x squared minus 5x. Or I can form this equation now. X squared minus 5x minus 5 times 2100 is equal to 0. Okay. So now here we have 10. It is 50. It is, no, it is 3, 7. It is 3, 15, 70. All right. How can I just write these two numbers as a product of two numbers whose sum is negative 5? Okay, it's good, right? It's easy. Good, I can see it now. So I can just write it as like this. X squared minus 5x minus 100 times 105 is equal to 0. So that is 100 and 105. So if you just, guys, unfortunately, we don't have space, let me continue here in purple. So if you factorize this, it is plus, right? It is minus. So that is x minus 105 times x plus 100 is equal to 0. So here x equals 105 or x equals minus 100. We are talking about the currency. We don't use negative numbers. So that is rejected. So dot, 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 the value of x was 105. Okay. So what is x here? It's given here, right? That is x. Okay. Ayan, now did you get it?
Yes, I did.
Good. You should try this again. This is not very easy question. Not every student can solve this. And step by step, we will practice more and more this kind of questions. That will be challenging. It may be long. If it is long, it's not a big problem. Even we should get used to solve, long questions. Because in real life, you will see that a lot of problems, the solution is long. But the most important thing is, can we solve the problem in the right way? That is the most important thing. It is long or short, it's not a big deal. Guys, that much is enough. I already shared questions in the WhatsApp group, and you should try at least the word problems if you really want to increase your, improve your English problem solving skill, understanding skill, and this, what is that? Your algebraic method. Okay, so I will meet you next week after solving this question. Maybe we will see. We will start also as soon as possible. We have to start practicing some more questions. Okay. Thank you very much. If you have any question, you can drop on WhatsApp. I try to answer. Now, other group is waiting for me. So see you next week. Okay, Rifa, Murad, Jasmine, Ayan.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Goodbye. Have a nice
Goodbye.
day.
Have a nice
Bye
day.
bye. Thank you. You too, guys. Have a nice weekend.